All right, y'all. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Gemini. So take what resonate and leave the rest. It could resonate with Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. Hope everybody morning is going well. Shuffle these cards up real good. And then we's gonna get into it. Choose it. Indian one time for the one time. Alrighty. So let's get into this thing. Spirit, please give me the messages for the sign of Gemini. May I please have the messages for the sign Gemini? Gemini. Seriously. Any more? Any more? More? But let's take that for now. For now. Okay, Gemini. We got travel and news in the reverse. So you could be reached returning from a trip or a vacation of some sort, Gemini, but this could be bad timing. I don't know if something happened unexpectedly during this travel, but there could have been something happen that wasn't in your favor during this travel. So you could see it as bad timing for you to have traveled back when you have traveled back home or to wherever you travel back to or return to. Or maybe you just didn't want to return back home. Maybe you have issues in the home that you don't really enjoy coming back to. So you could have enjoyed being on vacation, and now that you have to return home, you are not too enthused about that. So you could be losing motivation during this travel. So if you're on a flight, on a train, bus, however you are traveling in the car, you could be thinking about how you have to return back to where you came from, and you don't necessarily want to do that. So you could be in your thoughts about this travel, about where you have to return to. Like I said, if you're returning home and your house is not a happy home, if your home is not a happy home, you could be losing motivation and even wanting to travel to return home from this vacation. Or after returning home from vacation, you could have received some sort of bad news, either right after you returned home from this vacation. And maybe you felt like if you didn't return home at the time that you returned home, that you wouldn't have received this information. So again, you could see it as bad timing, and whatever this news is that you received could cause you to have a lack of motivation. So where you was motivated on this vacation, you could now be not so motivated. And we have recognition in the reverse. So you could be losing recognition, or this Leo could have came in with some bad news in regards to someone's recognition or your recognition, and maybe this is bad news to you, maybe bad news to you that someone is getting recognition. Maybe you didn't want this person to get recognition, Gemini. Mhm. But whatever this Leo is communicating with you about this recognition of someone, this could have you and this Leo feeling like failures. You could feel like whatever this news is that has come into you has you at a disadvantage, but you could feel like a disgrace in regards to whatever this news is. Maybe you feel like a disgrace, or maybe this Leo is telling you, communicating with you that they feel like a disgrace in regards to pursuing something. And maybe they are communicating with you saying that by the way that they pursued a situation or a person, they shouldn't have, because that's why they failed in the process by having ill intentions in the way of which they wanted something to go. So maybe they thought that they were going to get recognition off of their ill intentions, and they are just communicating with you. This could be a friend of yours, a family member, someone close to you, or someone that you know, work with, whoever this person is. Like I said, they could be coming in and communicating this to you. Yes, indeed. That's what I want to do. But yeah, they could be just communicating how they feel in regards to the situation, or like I said, in regards to someone's recognition. And maybe they thought they were going to get the recognition and they realized that they failed and they are not getting the recognition that they thought they were going to get. So maybe they felt like they went about a situation all wrong. And they could be communicating this to you, Gemini. And this could be bad news to you because I don't know. Like I said, maybe you could have been working with this person. Maybe you told them that having ill intentions towards someone would get them recognition. And you were wrong, Gemini. You gave them the wrong information. And now that they are relaying this to you, that it was a failure and that that was the wrong move to make, you could be losing motivation. So, whereas though you were just happy on this vacation, you came home to this information and now you are feeling a lack of motivation. Then we have the Emperor and the upright Aries energy. So there could be a emperor that has stability, structure, protection, authority, control, practicality. They could be focused, discipline, logic. This could be an older man who's reliable, a father figure, or a leader. So I don't know if you both are having to communicate with this emperor. Like I said, they have authority, so they could be a authoritative figure of some sort. So maybe this news is in regards to this authoritative figure, someone who has power in a situation. And this news could be about what this emperor is wanting to give someone. Maybe they want to give someone stability, structure, and protection. Maybe they want to step in and put discipline in place. They want to be logical, whoever this older man is. Now, as they're sitting on the throne, I don't know if this is a judge or some sort, or like I said, just a authoritative figure. that holds some sort of power. So maybe both of this Gemini and this Leo received something from this authoritative figure about someone getting recognition, like I said, and someone getting stability, rather if this Aries, this Emperor in the upright wants to give it to them. Maybe they feel like they are being practical in the situation by doing this. They want to be the leader in the situation and be logical. And maybe this Gemini, you Gemini, and this Leo don't really like that. Excuse me. And then we have the star in the upright. So this could be in regards to a star energy. Now, someone that you could view as a star, or this could be an Aquarius that's a star. So maybe this Aquarius is gaining some recognition. They could have hope or had hope in a situation. They could be filled with inspiration, or they could have been pouring out certain cups to refill their cups, to be inspired when it came to some sort of creative endeavor. Maybe they wanted to bring peace in a situation, a sense of renewal. Maybe they stepped into spirituality. Hello, everybody. So maybe this Aquarius stepped into spirituality. They started healing. They started becoming more positive and being filled with faith. And now they could be rejuvenated. Now, like I said, this could be an Aquarius that you're receiving news about, or someone with Aquarius in their chart who is seen as a star. So maybe this Emperor, this Aries, want to make this Aquarius energy or someone with Aquarius highly aspected in their chart a star in order to give them stability and structure. And you, Gemini, don't like it, along with this Leo. And then we have the Chariot and the upright Cancer energy. So this Aquarius could have Cancer in their chart. They could have been on a healing journey, and they stepped into this star energy by being on this healing journey, by having faith in the situation, by rejuvenating themselves, inspiring themselves, and maybe even inspiring others. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna pay them no mind though. But either there's Aquarius with Cancer in their chart, they could be winning, overcoming obstacles. They could be stepping into success. Like I said, this Emperor, this Aries energy want to give them stability, allow them to be creative. Maybe this is something that they are doing spiritually that they want to be logical with, so they could see that this star energy has control. Now, it don't necessarily have to be an Aquarius. Like I said, this could be someone with Aquarius highly aspected in their chart. Like I said, they could be ambitious, headed for success through determination, willpower, and control, self discipline, as the Emperor has discipline as well and control. So they see this person has the same capabilities. They see that this person was hardworking and is hardworking, and they concentrate on what needs to be concentrated on. They have high standards. Maybe you, Gemini, and this Leo wanted them to be seen otherwise. Maybe you guys wanted them to be seen as them having ill intentions. You guys could have tried to make them seem like they were a disgrace, a failure, and they were at a disadvantage. Or maybe y'all tried to put this person at a disadvantage. But here we are with this Emperor, this Aries energy, putting them exactly where they need to be in this star, in this chariot energy, winning and overcoming the obstacles that you guys tried to have them put in. So, like I said, this could be an Aquarius with Cancer in their chart, or this could just be another energy. But maybe this was some sort of competition. Like I said, this Leo wanted recognition and they didn't get the recognition that they wanted. So this could have been a competition between y'all. You, Gemini, this Leo, an Aquarius, a Cancer, or someone else in the situation. There could have just been multiple people competing for a certain position, competing for this star position. So, like I said, this could have something to do with spirituality. So maybe it was all about your healing process, and this person actually did the hard work to heal, to rejuvenate themselves, and overcome the obstacles. So this could be bad news to you, Gemini, like I said. Maybe you're getting news that you lost the competition, as well as this Leo. And then we got making investments in the upright Taurus energy. So this could be a Taurus. They could have made investments. Their hard work could be paying off. They could be getting harvests, a reward for winning this competition if they're the ones, excuse me, that won the competition. They could be gaining profit from this. They could be manifesting, or what they manifested is finally coming into fruition. And they could have had a goal and they reached their goal. They could be stepping into their inheritance because of what they decided to nurture. So they could be growing, and what they decided to nurture is growing. And now they're finally reaping their harvest. So this could be a Taurus. Now let's get some more cards. But this is all about a competition from what I see. And the Aries Emperor is the judge of this competition. Any more messages for Gemini? Whoa. All right, we're going to take them because they flipped over. That, but we's, we's going to do that. Oh, we got balance in the reverse. Capricorn energy. So this Capricorn could have also been a part of this competition, but they could have had a lack of balance, so they could have found something hard to balance. They could have had a lack of organization. So maybe this is someone who's not very organized. Thank you. They could be stepping into poverty because they lost the competition, and they could be someone who make poor financial decisions. So the Capricorn in this competition, they could have spent a lot of money in order to win whatever this competition was, just to still lose. So, Gemini, you could have bet against someone, and whoever you bet on, the people that you bet on to win the competition didn't win the competition. So that could also be the bad news to you, because whoever you thought was going to win the competition didn't. They lost. And then we have the Hermit in the reverse is Virgo energy. So there could be a Virgo that was lonely. You could have seen them as being paranoid. They could have been withdrawn from the situation. Maybe this person was withdrawn from the competition. This is someone who's antisocial, and they put restrictions into place. And then we have resilience in the reverse Sagittarius energy. So there could have been a Sagittarius also involved who refused to compromise in a situation. They refused to give in. They wanted to keep going at something. They were very stubborn, rigid, and they could have been the last one standing, or they wanted to be the last one standing. So whoever this Sagittarius is in a competition, they wanted to be the last one standing. But they could be in the reverse because they could have also lost this competition due to being so stubborn. Like I said, you could have had your bets on certain people, Gemini, and whoever you wanted to win in the situation did not win because of their refusal to stop doing something. Maybe they were trying to win at all costs, whether guided by you, Gemini, or by their own doings. But like I said, being as though you wanted certain people to win the competition, you could have very well orchestrated these people to do certain things that now cause them to have a lack of balance. And now they could be in poverty because they lost this competition of whatever this is. Like I said, this could have been a spiritual competition who was more spiritually inclined or enlightened of some sort. But everybody was just out of whack except for the Aquarius, the Cancer, and the Taurus, or someone with these aspects in their chart or have these signs highly aspected in their chart. Now, hold on. Let me see some. Now, hmm. Now, with this star energy, this Aquarius energy, y'all could have been attacking someone's crown. Is this the crown chakra? Trying to make whoever the Aquarius in the situation is suffer some kind of change and make them be rebellious when it came to this competition. And with this Cancer, y'all could have attacked their throat chakra. Now, if this is all one person, this could all be one person. Like I said, they can have these signs highly aspected in their chart. But these are all the things that y'all could have attacked to try to get someone to lose a competition. Like I said, their crown, their throat chakra. Maybe you guys didn't want this person to say certain things. And then you could have wanted them to be stuck in their emotions and not gain this sense of security, as well as y'all could have attacked their solar plexus. So if this is one person, y'all could have been heavily involved in the moon cycles, and y'all could have studied someone's chart to a T, to where y'all knew what sign they were in on their chart to know how to affect them to try and get them to lose this competition. So, depending on where they were in their chart during the moon cycle, you guys attacked certain things. So, when they were at their weakest at that certain point of time, you attack that. Or when they were at a certain point where they were supposed to rise and have progress in a certain situation at a certain time, off of thriving off that chakra, y'all attack those chakras. Now, back to what I was saying with the solar plexus, y'all could have attacked somebody's solar plexus chakra, which is the will to power. So, y'all could have not wanted this person to have the power that they had or step into the power that y'all know or knew they had the potential to have, because y'all knew with all this person has and is capable of that they very much so would have won the competition. But even with y'all doing all this stuff in the background, refusing to compromise, being rigid, being stubborn in the situation, attacking their crown chakras or their chakras different in different moon cycles, y'all still lost the competition. So if you ask me, it was very foolish, Gemini. Maybe this was your idea to do this. Maybe you put these people up to doing this, coming up against this person, trying to make these people compete with this person, whoever this person is. Like I said, they don't necessarily have to be an Aquarius, a Cancer, or a Taurus. They could just have these signs in their chart. And when you guys attacked them, they could have had these signs highly aspected at the times that y'all attacked them. So maybe this isn't their actual sun sign. So because it's not their actual sun sign, maybe y'all thought that they were weak when they were actually in these signs. Or you tried to make them weak at least. Shaking my clucking head. So now, Gemini, you received the bad news that your people's lost the competition. You shouldn't have even had people competing against somebody. Maybe you didn't know that they was this star energy, this chariot. Maybe you, I don't know, you just thought less of this person. Maybe you thought through all the things that y'all attacked and threw at this person that they would have a loss of motivation to really put the hard work in to what they needed to work on in regards to their spirituality, in regards to their creativity, in regards to them having peace anymore for the sign of Gemini anymore anymore. Is that just one? So we got budgeting in the reverse. So whoever this Capricorn is that lost balance in the situation, they could be dumping the old, they could be letting go of people, they could be letting go of possessions or problems. And if they're stepping into poverty, they're definitely letting go of possessions. So they could be now wanting to be generous because they realized this lack of balance that they had when it came to giving and receiving, or giving to certain people. Maybe they was giving to others more than someone else in the situation, and they could realize by doing that, by having some sort of favoritism or just being unfair in the situation, led them to a bad place by doing that. So they could be wanting to start over. And instead of making poor financial decisions, they could be now wanting to be generous. Oh, I still had cards over here too. I forgot. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then we have returning the one's roots. So there could be a Scorpio that was involved in this. This could be your child, or this could be someone's child. Or you could have had child memories with a Scorpio. So, Gemini, there could be a Scorpio that's your friend, someone that you've known since childhood that also had a part in this. They could have been getting influenced by you, Gemini, but they could feel a sense of homesickness. Maybe they left from home, left from where you guys shared your childhood in order to compete or get involved in this situation. They could be nostalgic at this time. They could be wanting to reunite. They could be wanting to be creative and kind and goodwill after a situation is all said and done, after the competition has been completed. So maybe this Scorpio feel like you were influencing them, Gemini. Maybe you could have been influencing them when it came to someone who was innocent, who was youthful and playful, who was creative, who was kind and goodwill. Maybe you try to influence them otherwise and make them believe the complete opposite of a person. Because now you see this person is giving someone their flowers, giving someone a cup. So now after this competition, maybe after this person winning the competition, and they realize everything that people tried to say, or the ill intentions that these people had towards the person that won the competition, they could just realize that they were being influenced by their past. And because this is a childhood friend of yours, Gemini, you are their past because you shared a childhood with them. So they could feel bad for even being influenced by you. And then we have making a break for it. So there could be an Aquarius that's making a break for it. They could be in regret now. They could be confessing their part in the situation. They could be trying to turn over a new leaf. Yeah, everybody looks like they're trying to. So looks like after this competition has been completed and the person that everybody didn't want to win actually won, now people are trying to turn themselves around, start over, turn over a new leaf. Shit, maybe you could be. And then we have foresight in the upright, Aries energy. So, yeah, the only person that really had foresight is this Aries in this situation. Or the foresight could have helped them when making a decision to release this star status to this star energy, someone who's actually meant to be a star. So they could be traveling, they could be moving abroad, they could be moving from a foreign country or to a foreign country. They could be a visionary, so they could have a vision. They could be moving forward. They could be planning on moving forward in regards to someone or moving forward with someone. And they could be having the self confidence and self belief to do this. They could be seeing a bright future. They could be seeing freedom and success, satisfaction with whatever choice they are about to make or the choice that they have already made. And we already said what that choice was. And they know with whatever choice they have went with or is about to go with, they know it's going to bring them reward for hard work. So maybe they could have been hard working when trying to really see about the choices that they have. So this could have been a competition over an emperor. So there could have been people that didn't want someone to have an emperor because they knew that they would be a star with this person. Maybe this person is a star of some sort. Like I said, they have power, they have authority. So maybe they didn't want this person to connect with this person because they knew that they would either help them get to this star status, which they did, because they're putting them in position, in their rightful position. And they knew that these two people would work together and get great reward from it. So, whoever this Aries is, this Emperor in the upright, they're happy with their decision. But Gemini, like I said, you could have been one of many that didn't want someone to get this opportunity with this emperor or get the opportunity to step into this star status. And because of that, you could have created a whole competition. So maybe you, Gemini, like I said, it could have been your idea. You could have been throwing people at this person, different options at this person, at both parties in the situation. So not only the emperor, the male in the situation, this older male, you could have been throwing options their direction and also options at this star energy, this chariot energy direction. You wanted both parties to feel like they were competing for each other. Now, I don't know, Gemini, if you wanted this person for yourself or one of these people for yourself, and that's why you created this competition in the first place. Because maybe you felt like you couldn't have someone. I don't know. But you're the one that created this competition. Now, if you are Emperor Gemini, you could have still created a competition over you. or wanted it to be a competition over you. But however it goes, this is just all about competition. Now let's get some additional messages. Excuse me. Any more? Any more? Some full. Oh yeah, it is 11 o'clock. I forgot we got root chakra out here too. I think that's the only other chakra we had out here. But those are all the chakras. Y'all could have ended some third eye. So maybe this Aries third eye is open, which is causing them to gain foresight in the situation as well, is what I'm getting. Any more? Any more spirit? Yeah. All right, so we got happy. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. So, like I said, Gemini, if you are the emperor in the situation, you could have won the competition and you could be happy. Or whoever this couple is, they can now be happy after the competition is over, and they can now embrace their loving connection, however it's going. Then we have attract. The appeal of soul pairing goes beyond superficiality. So maybe you guys wanted these people to go for superficial relationships, superficial people that believe in superficial things. Or maybe that's what God was attracted or attracted to. And then we have love. Love can conquer everything. And we have link. The bond of love grows stronger over time. And then we have boundary. Having sensible boundaries is important. So, like I said, if you are the emperor in a situation, Gemini, you could have attracted a lot of superficial people, superficial things, because you lacked boundaries, as well as whoever this star energy that you're coming into union with or choosing out of this situation. You guys both could have lacked boundaries, which caused you to attract superficial people, superficial connections, things that weren't necessarily real and true, authentic. What's so happy? But now y'all could be putting boundaries in place because you could have learned through all of this that placing boundaries is important. And we have commitment. Commitment is an important factor in building a successful relationship. So maybe you weren't committed at first. Maybe you lacked commitment because you had a lack of boundaries. Maybe you saw this person lacking commitment because you saw that or thought that they lacked boundaries. So this could have been the narrative that was given off of this star energy. Maybe you told people or you thought that you had the knowledge of this person being or lacking boundaries. So I don't know if you were told by people that was competing with this person, or that's just what you conjured up by what you may have thought you saw or thought you knew in the situation. But it could have been the opposite, or this person could have just had to grow like you. They had to learn to be committed to themselves. They had to learn to have strong boundaries because boundaries is important. Oh, wow. Moments. Think of a special moment that brought you and your partner joy. So, like I said, Gemini, if you are this emperor now, maybe you were in the reverse at first. Mhm. But you could be in the upright now if you are this emperor, or like I said, this emperor could just be someone that you know that actually beat out the competition right along with this star energy that they're connecting with. However, it's going, either you or them. This is what they could be stepping in, and you could be witnessing this, and this could be the bad news to you. You know what side of the story that you're on. Either you're the emperor, you put the work in, you now want to be committed, you now have boundaries, or you could just be watching these people who have worked on themselves and now deserve commitment because they put boundaries in place when dealing with people like you. You know how it go. I'm like a king. If you on the upright, yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yeah, sometimes you gotta listen to your intuition, though, Tiff. If your intuition is strongly telling you, yeah, more than likely your intuition is correct. Yeah, you will do that. You will do that. For any more messages for the sign of Gemini, you're welcome. Any more messages for the sign of Gemini? Any more? Oh, I'm about to get over it. Whew. All right, so we have, we're gonna do it now. You hold the key to your destiny. So, like I said, if you're the one that's stepping into this emperor energy, this sense of power and authority, taking control over your life, having control over your life, and just stepping in and doing what's right in the situation. You hold the key to your destiny. So it could be your destiny to be a star, become a star with someone who's also of star quality. And then we have higher level of consciousness. So you could be getting a higher level of consciousness. So now you could, like I said, be stepping into spirituality. Maybe you didn't. really know too much about spirituality, but maybe this star energy has opened your third eye to give you some sort of foresight when it came to spirituality. So this could be another reason on why you feel like they are the best fit in the situation, because you see that they are spiritually inclined, and which has helped you become spiritually inclined and awaken. And we have divine union. So this could be a divine union. So maybe you guys both had to work on yourselves in order to step into this divine union. So you could have had to put in the hard work, as well as your partner had to put in the hard work to be committed to the journey. Either if you guys had to separate to work on yourselves, separate, and then come together as a union. So you guys could have been apart, having to work on yourselves individually when it came to what you were committed to, how hard you were committed to the journey, and if you were going to actually follow through with the journey and overcome any obstacles that you may went through while going through the journey. And you both had to learn how to set boundaries when it came to people that you dealt with in the past, people that you currently deal with, and just learn that boundaries is important even in a relationship. And then we have bonding. I'm about to say bonding. So you could be bonding, like I said, if you are this emperor, you could be a father of some sort. So you could have children or a child, and you could be bonding with your children, as well as you could have been a student to something. I said something to someone that you bonded with. You could have been in a learning phase, or you both could have been students. You both could have been in a learning phase, but maybe one party was higher than the other at a certain level, while the other one was trying to catch up. But this could be a mother figure that you're also connecting with. This could be your mother, or like I said, if your partner is a mother figure, if this is someone you have children with, or someone that you are with that has children, you could be bonding with them. You could see that they are nourisher and they are a teacher. So maybe you were even learning some things from this person. Like I said, one person could have been further along in their journey than the other, and you could have been brought aboard or brought higher or on the same level or close to the same level as this person through learning by being able to allow them to teach you in the process. And then we have diamond in the rough. So you could be a diamond in the rough, or you could be noticing that you were dealing with a diamond in the rough the whole time, even though there was people competing, making it seem like this person wasn't this star energy, this person wasn't tapped in. But you could realize that they are actually rare and one of a kind, even under pressure. They could have been overlooked, or you could have overlooked this person, Gemini. But you could see that this person is turning into something great, even after the obstacles that was thrown their way, even after all the competition and mess. And then we have High Priestess. So this person could be a high priestess. They could be intuitive. They could be receiving downloads straight from the source. Or you could be Gemini if you are a female. And then we have new beginning, fresh start. So you could be getting a new beginning with this high priestess energy. That could be this divine union. So you could be getting a fresh start with this person. The slate could be cleared, and you may need to take advantage of this. The slate could be cleared because you guys both learned what you had to learn in order to come together. But that is your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed Gemini. Like I said, you know what side you on. Either you, the emperor, or now you gotta sit back and watch this emperor and this high priestess energy come together. So either you won and you leveled up and you became this emperor, or you lost and you gotta watch the emperor and this high priestess. You're welcome. But that was y'all reading. Hope you guys enjoyed. Deuces, I holla.